Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the Give and Go podcast in a warm Monday night. It's only going to get hotter out this week. Today, we're going to continue softball interviews for the whole month, the rest of the month of June. I have a special guest, junior Nicole Knox from Red Bank Catholic. Nicole, thank you for taking time out today and joining me.
Yes, of course.
Now, you just got finished playing 3 games for the Carpenters Cup. Can you just explain what the Carpenters Cup is and like what it's about?
Yeah, so it's a tournament, 2-day tournament held in Philadelphia. It's run by the Phillies, softball and baseball, but today was softball. And it's teams from different conferences from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. And the Coaches Association from each conference selects about 2 people from each team, and they can either accept it or decline it, and they go out and compete against the other girls from the conferences, and you have to win. You're in a bracket, so you have to win 2 games in your bracket to make it to the second day, and the second day is elimination day, and then one team wins, so yeah.
And what's the Shore Conference team's name?
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore. Okay, so sure. And unfortunately, they lost 2 games today.
Yeah.
How did you play?
Pretty good. Pretty good defensively. Offensively, I was just getting under some stuff, but I had a few hits, yeah.
It's pretty high level competition?
Um, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it was fun. It was definitely, like, hot out. I mean, we
Yeah.
played a full 7 innings. We had 3 games, and we played full 7 innings, so it was, like, 3 full high school games, and it's, like, different than, like, your normal travel tournaments where you play, like, maybe 5 innings because of time, and it was 3 of that, so it was definitely a lot, but it was fun playing with, like, other girls.
Off subject, for travel tournaments, if it gets extremely hot out, do they shorten the games up?
Um I know there's, like, a rule, like, if it's, like, over, I think, like, 102, then, like, the games are gonna, like then you can't play.
Postpone.
But
Okay.
they won't, like, shorten the games unless it's, like, over that. You can't play at all.
Do you ever see that in high school? I know we were lucky we didn't have that hot of a spring, but I see it in soccer season. Sometimes they have to stop like 10 minutes in, you get a break or 15 or whatever it is. Do they
Yeah,
ever do
I've seen
that?
that with soccer. I've seen that with
Yeah.
soccer, but not softball.
Okay. Okay. Just curious. All right, let's talk about this season. First question I like to especially juniors. What was something you really wanted to improve on entering your junior season?
Like, personally or, like, as a
Yeah,
team?
personally.
I would say, like, my strength and power because I feel like that's, like honestly, if there was, like, one area where, like, I feel like I was lacking most, it was, like, that. And I feel like I definitely, like, did that, like, with, like, weightlifting, diet, and I feel like it, like, it kinda showed with, like I remember freshman year, I maybe had, like, 1 home run. Last year, I had maybe 3 or 4, and then this season, I had 10. So, like, I feel like the power and, like, the strength definitely showed.
I actually, I like to prepare myself looking at your stats. You did have freshman year 1 and 3 your sophomore year, so you definitely showed, which is good for college coaches too. You put focus on something and you improved in that area, so that's pretty good. What about team goals? What were like overall? What were the goals of the team?
Like, knowing, like, the level of talent we had, I feel like winning the Shore Conference or, like, states or our section was definitely, like, a team goal, and, like, we all, like, talked about that, and we're like, "Yeah, like, we're doing it this year," because, like, we knew, like, this was our year, but, I mean, I think we still competed pretty well. This was a really good year for us.
Yeah, your team had first of all that the the group you're in, the sectional you're in, is the group of death. That's what I call it, like something like soccer. Like you have I don't know how many top 10 teams in that one group. Do you and he coach schedules a pretty tough regular season for outside your division. Do you think that helps prepare you for the team overall for when you enter, because you got Donovan, Notre Dame, SJV obviously. Do you think him scheduling those hard games outside the conference helps the girls prepare for states?
Yeah, definitely, like, seeing, like, the higher level pitching, um, balls getting hits you harder, like, definitely, like, helps and prepares us more.
Now, early exit, unfortunately, short conference tournament. What was coach's message after? I mean, Marlboro. First of all, Marlboro got hot at the right time, and obviously, everybody know Emily was hurt the first half of the season, and she started pitching lights out during the short conference tournament. But what was the message coach gave you girls after the game to try to get you girls back focused for the states?
Um, I think he was just like, you can never like take any like team for granted. Like you always have to show up ready to play 100% no matter who it is out there. And a few days off, we got a few days off just to like reset mentally and physically, and then we got back at it. And he said Steinart is not going to be an easy game, and we need to prepare for that. And I think that was a really good like bounce back. Like that 9 inning game, we fought hard and we were in it, and everyone was in it, and we came out with a win. And I think that like really like helped us like mentally, especially like get back like with the win, a big win, a top 10 win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like really good.
Yeah, I think they were Group Three champions too, Steiner. So that was a big one. That was the night of the short conference final, right? I'm pretty sure that was.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's the advantage? A lot of teams, they're lucky they have one pitcher. And RBC, you had Morgan the senior who had pretty good numbers, and Lily Junior had great year hitting and pitching. What's an advantage of a team having two pitchers that they could go to?
I think it just like takes the pressure off like one pitcher. Like they're like, oh, like I don't need to like pitch every game and like be
Perfect,
on
be perfect.
like yeah, it doesn't need to be like perfect like every single game. Like they know that they have like someone else that could like help out if they need. And I think that's like really good to have on a team. Like not just like one pitcher that can like do it all. Like you have multiple or two or three.
Let's go. Little kid. How old were you when you first started playing softball or t-ball or what? T-ball. I
I
guess
started
t-ball first.
yeah, T-ball. T-ball when I was 5.
5. When did you everything's different from when I used to play. Travel ball is so important now for baseball and softball. When did you start playing travel ball?
Um, I started on a town team when I was, I want to say, in 3rd grade, so I had to have been 10. I want to say I was 10. Yeah.
Do you remember who your first coach was?
It was my dad.
Your dad? Okay. How is he still your coach or?
No, no, he hasn't coached me since like 12, since I
Okay.
was like 12. He only coached me for like 2 years.
Okay. Who's your current travel team?
Stars National.
Who's your current coach?
Rachel Coleman.
How has she helped you in your game?
Um, like in my game, like
Yeah, how
how
does
I
she
help
make you a
develop.
better player?
Oh yeah. So like she like is like the type of coach that like will break down fundamentals. And I feel like when I went over to her team, like I was like good, but like my fundamentals like definitely could have used some cleaning up. So she like would break everything down and like almost like perfect it so that when we got on the field, like we didn't have to be perfect. And like she just taught us like to use our like instincts. Up at the bat, she's like, you don't have to have the perfect swing, but like be on time with the ball and get your barrel out there. And she also like she's really big on like the mental side of the game. Um, yeah, like that's like one really big thing. And also she's really good with recruiting. Like she like helped us all like throughout our recruiting process. She would have calls with us. Um, she would like sit us down. We would have like meetings with her. It was I definitely like really like the team and like what she's done with us.
Now I know recruiting is definitely, for teenagers a stressful time. So
Yeah.
she helped you like relieve some of that stress, helping you get through that process.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, honestly. She would give us like breakdowns of like how to like email properly and like what to expect on September 1st, like stuff like that. So it was like it wasn't like we were going into it blindly. So that was definitely like a release of like stress.
That's whatever sport it is. That's so important. Whether it's AAU or academy soccer. Having coaches that go that extra mile to help you prepare for the recruiting process. So, been doing
Yeah.
these interviews for a few years now, and I know how stressful it can get for the athletes going through the process. Now, did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I did like travel soccer for a while. I want to say I did that for like 5 years. I also did swim team for 3 years, and I did basketball for 3 years. And then in high school, I did volleyball my freshman, sophomore, and this past year, and then winter track sophomore year and this past year.
So you like to keep busy, three sport athlete, three season athlete.
Yeah, I like to do like other things.
That's good. There's too many sport coaches outside of high school try to focus kids on just one sport, and that's good to keep active and take a break off your main sport. What is it about softball that's your passion? That's what you love to play.
Um, Honestly, like, I just love, like, the environment, the competitive atmosphere, it's such, like, a high, like, level talent, like, anywhere you go, and I just, like I love, like, the team aspect and how it's, like, a team sport and it's not so much, like, individual as, like, where track or swim could be, like, more individual. I like the team aspect and how, like, you might not have a good day, but, like, at the end of the day, your team can still win, and that's still a win, that's still a good day.
That's a good outlook. What I noticed too, travel like your travel team might going to these high school games this year. Your travel team might not be obviously at the same like go to RBC, but they'll show up. If they're not playing that day, they show up to other games to support their travel teammates, and that's pretty big. Don't see I see that a little bit AAU, but not as much as one season covering softball. I was really impressed of how close the players are, even though they don't go to the same schools.
Yeah.
Now, freshman year going into high school could be a little nerve-wracking. What were some goals you set for yourself? Two parts of that question. Goals you had your freshman year and goals you set that you wanted to achieve over all 4 years when you got into RBC.
Freshman year, I wanted to be the starting shortstop. That was definitely like a goal for me. And that happened. I was like really excited about that. I also wanted to stat wise, like I wanted to bat like over 400. Like that was my goal.
I think you
And
batted over 600.
yeah,
That's
I wasn't really like I wasn't setting my expectations like that high going into it, but when I got into it, like it was like I was nervous, but once I got there, like, it just felt like I've known, like, the girls for a long time, and it felt pretty, like it felt normal and like I should be there.
that was good. That's going to be my next question. Any upperclassmen that helped you, that made you feel like really comfortable that you belong there as a freshman?
Yeah, like, there was one in particular, Corey, she graduated last year, Corey Willen, she, like, took me and, like, Lily and a few others, like, under her wing and, like, guided us through it, and that was, like, definitely something special, and just knowing that I had someone, like, older than me I could look up to or talk to about anything definitely made it, like, easier and more enjoyable.
I mean, that's a huge accomplishment at a program like RBC, who has good history with softball. As a freshman to come in there, win the starting job at shortstop and bat over 600. That's a pretty good freshman year.
Yeah. Thanks.
Now, sophomore year, what were goals you set for? I mean, coming off a big year like that as a freshman, how do you try to beat that as a sophomore?
Um, I tried, like, not to, like, think about the stats because I knew, like, that was, like, probably, like, not attainable, um, like, beating that number, so I was, like, more, like I didn't really know about, like, the first team, like, All-Star and all that my freshman year, and then I had made it freshman year, and I think another goal of mine was to make it again sophomore year, and then the division team and, like, all those things, like, I made 2nd team, which I was perfectly fine with, I just wanna make, like, one of them. Like, I think that's, like, a really great accomplishment, and I wanted our team to like make it to at least the semifinals of like each tournament. And I think we made to the semis of shore conference and then the quarters of states, which I was pretty proud of us for that.
Yes, and I could just attest to trying to figure out the all shore teams because I haven't finished mine yet, how hard it is with the
Yeah.
talent in this area. So that it is quite an accomplishment, especially if you're a freshman or sophomore making these teams, because there is a lot of talent in this area.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, next year, um, RBC brings back a good core of their team. You graduate, Jordan, Morgan. What are the team goals for next season?
I think like we just want to pick up right where we left off. Like we know we're losing some people, but we know where we have a lot of returners that were like key players, and we have some incoming freshmen that are gonna play a big role and impact us a lot. And I think our goal is to win the short conference and win a state championship because like we all know we can. Like we were just talking about it. Like we're like next year's like our year. And like especially like as a senior, like we want to go out with like a bang. Like this big, like we have a really big like upcoming like rising senior class. Like ours it's really big and like
Hmm.
we're like in it. Like we want it so bad. Like yeah.
During the Shore Conference tournament final, they were talking about, I don't know who was telling me, but those people were talking to me. I didn't know who they were, but that RBC was getting a really good freshman. I forget the name, but even there was an RBC player behind me. I think it actually might have been Morgan that even knew her and said that, yeah, she's the real deal. She's going to make a big impact as a freshman.
Yeah.
So yeah, and RBC they're always competing with Donovan and SJV,
Mhm.
for the top spot in the Shore Conference. Um, what do your senior year, you're going to be one of the leaders, obviously. What do you hope to pass down to the underclassmen?
Um I just like hope that they all like I just want everyone to like get a really good experience out of it and I just want them to have fun and I know sometimes like travel ball can like be a little stressful on some people and I just want like RBC softball, high school softball, I want that to be like an exciting time for everyone and like something they look forward to because for some high school programs it's like oh like I don't want to do high school ball. Well, I want this to be like a program that like everyone is excited to do high school ball and they look forward to seeing their teammates every day and going to practice every day because that makes the season like more fun and more enjoyable and with that like team chemistry like that's easier to like win state championships and all that.
I think I say it now almost every podcast. You could have an excellent team, but if you have bad chemistry, you're not going to end up going as far as you should. But you take a so-so team with excellent, you could overachieve. So
Exactly.
that's a great mindset. And it's good, when you got seniors that want to pass that down because that's how programs stay up top for so many
Yeah.
years, like RBC does. All right, you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yeah.
All right, what's your favorite TV show?
All American.
Favorite movie?
Um I I like all the Rocky movies.
Oh, okay. You were the first person to answer that. Give me the Rocky movies, and I ask that question every podcast.
Yeah.
Uh, Favorite food?
Italian specific oh my god. I just love Italian food, but if I would have to pick one, um I'm so bad at this question. Um
You can give me two. I'll let you off the hook.
okay, I like lasagna and non-Italian seafood, fish tacos.
Okay. What is your go-to song to get you focused or pumped up before a big game?
Eye of the Tiger from Rocky.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Favorite school subject?
Science.
It's Would you rather suicide squeeze the winning game or home run?
Home run.
Home run. Okay. How about a web jam or a game winning home run?
Oh my god.
That's a new question. I came up with that one today because I figured that'd be a good one that'd be tough.
That's good. Web gem, just to steal a hit.
When your playing career is over, do you want to stay involved with the game, like coaching or training?
Yeah, definitely. Like I would love to like coach a team.
And last question for this: what do you enjoy doing in your free time when you're not playing softball?
I like to go to the beach, and I also like I lifeguard, like I work, so I enjoy that a lot. Like I would love to do that like for a long time, lifeguard on the beach.
The beach is the common short conference answer I get. Let's talk. Let's talk. You committed to UNC. What was it about UNC that you were like, I could spend my next 4 years there, or 5 years, depending on your program?
Yeah. So, like softball aside, it was just like the school. Like I knew I wanted to go down south and like North Carolina, I was looking at a bunch of schools in North Carolina and I just loved it there. Like Chapel Hill, like there's like it's not a city, but it's like a small like it's almost like Red Bank. Like it's a cute town and then you have the school. So it's like you can like go out with your friends in the town, go get food and it's a fun time in there. Um with the softball, oh, and softball side, the academics, it's a really good academic school. And like that was like something I was really like looking for, like a good academics that will get me like a really good degree. And they have a really good like medicine program, health science. Um, and it's like not too small of a school, it's not too big, it's like right in the middle, like it's a good size. For softball, I just when I went on my visit, I really liked the way like the girls interacted with each other. It felt like family. And there was like a new coaching staff and I just loved them. Like they like it felt like I knew them forever and that's honestly like something I was looking for. And it was honestly like no question. Like I just loved the school and if there was softball wasn't like in the equation, like I knew I would still want to be like at UNC.
That's big right there. No, take the sport. And some athletes, they ask me their opinion. I always say, take the sport out of it. Could you see yourself going there for 4 years? So that's good that that checked all the boxes for you. And you brought up health sciences, so that's what you want. You want to study in something in health science.
Yeah.
Do you know what you want to do when you graduate and your playing career is over?
I know that I wanna for jobs, I would either want to be a physical therapist, occupational therapist, or sports psychologist, or just a regular psychologist. Like I know I want to do something like with people, like hands-on. Something preferably like sports related or like health science related. I just like haven't figured out like what specifically yet.
Sports psychology is obviously going to becoming bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
especially with mental health becoming more of a focal point on these colleges. So that could be a good field because I know a couple players I've interviewed have switched to where they want, they're kind of focusing on the mental aspect of sports. So that's good. All right, here's my last question, then I'll let you go. If you could give your younger self advice, what would it be?
Um, it would be like not to compare myself to anyone because I feel like when I was younger, I did that a lot, and it just like took a lot of like energy out of me, and it stole like a lot of like my victories away from me because I was just so focused on like other people instead of like worrying about like myself. I just would tell other people not to compare yourself. Like you're on your own journey, and it's not gonna be like the same.
Um, Take UNC out. Last question. Can't pick UNC. Favorite college softball team to watch?
Favorite college softball team to watch. Florida. This year, Florida. I really like them.
Yeah, so the baseball team was on the brink of elimination. I think they won today. I've been watching the College World Series. So yeah, I covering softball. I watched all the College World Series this year, so it got
Yeah,
me hooked. I got some basketball coaches are upset because I said softball is now my number two sport to cover. So I enjoyed myself. All the coaches were great,
yeah.
helping me out my first year, and all right, Nicole, I appreciate you taking time out today, and good luck during travel ball season. And I look forward to seeing you play your senior year. That was my one disappointment. I did not get to an RBC game this season.
Oh, really? You didn't?
No, because sorry, I figured you girls would be playing Donovan in the semifinals of the short conference tournament. Um, I
Yeah.
did not, and the Marlboro coach, he laughed. He basically said, "I know I ruined it. You thought you were going to see RPC and Donovan in the semis, so that's the risk I took. But I definitely will be at a game next season.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
so thank you, and like I said, good luck during the summer. And when does season end for travel ball? Does it take
Um,
you right up to the school year, or does it
no,
end
no,
like?
no, end of July. So like August like 1st is when like our like mini break starts.
Okay, so you get a few weeks before. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
learning all the rules. And by the time I learn the stuff, college rules change and live periods change. Do they do the same thing for softball? Live periods where coaches can
Yeah,
only
there's
communicate?
dead periods, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See, I like asking these questions while I do these interviews, so I know more for next season. So, all right. Thank you. And like I said, good luck during the summer, and I look forward to seeing you play next season.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. All short teams will be up no later by Wednesday for the Shore Sports Network. So, thank you, everybody. Have a good night.